Brothers Market at 118 South Main Street in Sigourney, where savings are made simple. Go to www.shopbrothersmarket.com. Digital coupons, earn rewards, deal of the week, shopping deals, and more. And make sure you download the Brothers Market app. It is a smart way to shop. Get into Brothers Market at 118 South Main in Sigourney and let Rick and the staff help you out, or give them a call, 641-622-2191.
Here at Helmuth Ford, we are a small town dealership with no hassle and no pressure.
Attention Iowa business owners. Is your business missing sales because you're too busy to follow up? Every missed call or delayed message could be costing you money. At Easy Biz Tech, we help local businesses stay ahead by automating customer follow-up, so no lead gets left behind. Missed a call? Our system texts back instantly. Need personalized outreach? We send automated texts, emails, and even use AI-powered voice agents to connect with your customers 24/7. Stop losing money because of slow follow-up. Contact Easy Biz Tech today, where Iowa businesses win online.
Winter in the Midwest can definitely be unpredictable. Whether it's a frozen or broken water pipe, fire emergency, or a surprise mold, ServPro of Ottumwa, Oskaloosa, and Grinnell Pella has you covered with trained professionals ready 24/7, 365 days a year to make your emergency like it never even happened. Visit servpro.com, Ottumwa, Oskaloosa, or call us at 641-682-0782. Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa. It's more than a drugstore. They offer framing, merchandise like collectibles, a gift shop, crafts, college gear, and more, plus cards, candles, and a whole lot more. Mahaska Drug is open late and on the weekends to fit your lifestyle. For more than just a drugstore, call 641-673-3439 or stop by Mahaska Drug at 205 North E Street in Oskaloosa. Mahaska Drug. It's more than a drugstore.
And here's your host, Steve Shedler.
And here we are, kicking off another week here on Steve Shedler Media. Good morning to you. It is time for the morning wake up on this Monday, January 20th. And what a cold, ridiculous start to our day today. We're at -5 right now here in southeast Iowa. We'll get to our forecast coming up here momentarily. First, we thank Brothers Market in Sigourney for being our headline sponsor. And you can, of course, save at Brothers Market. Savings are made simple. Go to shopbrothersmarket.com and download the app. They've got digital coupons. You can earn rewards, deal of the week, shopping deals, and more. Get the app. It's a smart way to shop. We thank Brothers Market in Sigourney for sponsoring our morning wake up. Oski Dental sponsors our studios. You can schedule your appointment with Dr. Dan Schuster at 641-673-4845. They're accepting new patients. Oski Dental going to file your insurance forms for you. They're a Delta dental provider at 902 South 17th Street, Oskaloosa. Oski Dental, Brothers Markets, big sponsors on the morning wake up. Our forecast is up next, and yes, it is a chilly one. Our weather sponsored by the Garden Gate at 105 South Jefferson in Sigourney. Proudly serving Keokuk County and the surrounding area for 27 plus years. And our weather. So if you're watching this live video, we've got that cold weather advisory that goes into effect at 9 o'clock tonight. We're going to hit on that here in just a little bit. Otherwise, for this Martin Luther King Jr. Day, we've got a chance of some flurries after 2 p.m., otherwise increasing clouds. Cold, obviously. A high near 10 Wind chills about 20 below. Breezy west winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Winds gusting up to about 25 miles per hour, keeping those wind chills well below zero. Tonight, partly cloudy, an actual low of 9 below. Wind chills tonight going to feel about 25 below. That's when this cold weather advisory, which I don't think I've ever heard of a cold weather advisory until today. So that goes into effect at 9 p.m. tonight. We'll get more information on that here momentarily. Tomorrow, sunshine and cold, a high of 9. Wind chills, again, well below zero. Increasing clouds tomorrow night, a low of 3, so thankfully staying above zero tomorrow night. And then Wednesday, we're going to warm up to a high of 31. So we just have to get through today, especially tonight and tomorrow. Just a really cold stretch, a cold weather advisory from 9 p.m. tonight until 9 a.m. tomorrow. So let's get the lowdown on that cold weather advisory. Very cold wind chills, obviously, in southeast Iowa. Dangerously cold wind chills as low as 30 below could cause frostbite on exposed skin in as little as 30 minutes. Frostbite and hypothermia will occur if unprotected skin is exposed to these temps. So that is obviously something to keep in mind. From the National Weather Service, they advise you to use caution while traveling outside, wear appropriate clothing, a hat and gloves, and they do also advise to keep pets indoors as much as possible. And then they also advise to make frequent checks on older family members, friends, and neighbors. Ensure portable heaters are used correctly. Don't use generators or grills inside. I guess if people get really desperate, I guess they could turn on a grill, but that would be not good. So just, again, cold weather advisory from 9 p.m. tonight through 9 a.m. tomorrow. So right now, our current conditions, humidity at 72%, winds are southwest at about 5 to 10 miles per hour, barometer at 30.49, dew point at 12 below, and according to the National Weather Service equipment right here in the Oskey Dental Studios, we are at 5 below zero right now in Sigourney, Iowa. So that's your current conditions. Man, it's just a nasty forecast here these next 24 hours. So bundle up if you're going out. Keep your outside animals in mind, and maybe inside if you can. It's just going to be nasty. Again, a high of 10 today, a low of 9 below tonight. Cold weather advisory coming up tonight. Our weather is sponsored by The Garden Gate. This or That is up next. It goes up each weekday morning at 6 a.m., sponsored by Stacy Flynn, Legacy Insurance Group, and Welcome Realty in Sigourney. Red wine or white wine. Now, I'm not really a wine drinker, so I'm just going to sit this one out. I really don't care. But red wine or white wine, maybe on a cold night like tonight, you're just going to sit by the fireplace or throw some blankets on you and sip on some red wine or white wine if you're of age. This or that. That went up at 6 a.m. Get your comments in on that post. Also, coming up later on today, our question of the day, sponsored by Amy's Salon House and Spa at 202 North Main in Sigourney. On a day like this, where is the best place to retire? Florida, obviously. Take me to Florida right now. I don't even know what the temps are in Florida. I'm assuming it's colder than normal down there, too. But it can't be as bad as here. This is like, what, are we in Antarctica right now? This is crazy. Where is the best place to retire? That is your question of the day. Goes up at noon, sponsored by Amy's Salon House and Spa. Our tournament, this matchup went up at 6 p.m. last evening. 24-hour voting on this. If you want to vote, you can scroll through my Facebook page to get to this post at 6 p.m. last evening. For the Fun of It tournament, Top Country Star of 2024. And this tournament sponsored by Savage Energy, which is at 108 East Washington in Sigourney, opening soon. Make sure you follow their page and see when they're going to open and see what all they have to offer. Our matchup right now, going till 6 p.m. this evening, Luke Combs versus Dan and Shay. I think that as of last check, Luke Combs was ahead in this matchup. It's thumbs up for Luke or a heart for Dan and Shay. I didn't realize until I was putting this graphic together how much taller the one guy is than the other for Dan and Shay. I don't know which one's which, Dan or Shay, but the curly-haired fella, he's a lot taller than the other guy. So Luke Combs, Dan and Shay, that's your matchup going on right now. Get your votes in. Let's take a look at our overall brackets. So far, Cody Johnson, Chris Stapleton, Post Malone, Lainey Wilson, Old Dominion have all moved on to the second round. We're over on the right-hand side now with Luke Combs, Dan and Shay. And then we've got two more first-round matchups, Morgan Wallen, Kane Brown, and Keith Urban, Zach Bryan. So some interesting matchups coming up. And I'm sure they'll get more interesting as the tournament continues on. Our tournament sponsored by Savage Energy, the former Wanderlust location in Sigourney. Your matchup, again, going till 6 p.m. this evening, Luke Combs, Dan, and Shay. Coming up this week, basketball-wise, here on Steve Shetler Media. Boy, I tell you what, we are just plowing through this schedule right now. We had 4 games last week. We've got 3 games this week. Coming up tomorrow night, we've got North Mahaska versus BGM. Both of those North Mahaska teams doing really good this year. Both are ranked and doing very well. So North Mahaska BGM tomorrow night. Thursday night, we've got Sigourney at Waco. And then Friday night, it's an audio-only broadcast. We've got North Mahaska at Montezuma. Those should both be great games, the girls and the boys. So we'll tune in. North Mahaska, Montezuma coming up on Friday night. Those are your basketball games for this week here on Steve Shetler Media. Let's take a peek at our community calendar. It's sponsored by Enchanted Events, just south of Sigourney, off of Highway 149. Weddings, receptions, reunions, whatever you got, whatever event you have coming up, schedule it at Enchanted Events, just south of Sigourney. On the calendar, let's see here. Do want to put up some stuff that is relevant. We've got, this is kind of cool. Mahaska County Conservation, the Environmental Learning Center, has a beginning beekeeper class. This is Fridays, starting this Friday through March 7th, every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. At the Environmental Learning Center in Oskaloosa. So if you want to look into beekeeping, might want to look into those classes. Also on the calendar, we've got the Watch Your Opera House. They've got their first event of the year 2025, Saturday, February 1st, Johnny Rogers, the history of rock and roll, featuring a lot of classic music there. So check that out. Ticket information there at the bottom of your screen for the Watch Your Opera House, Johnny Rogers, history of rock and roll, Saturday, February 1st. And then also on our calendar, our friends at the Heartland Humane Society in Ottumwa having a soup supper. It's being put on at the Elks Lodge in Ottumwa on January 31st, which is a Friday from 4:30 to 7 p.m., with the proceeds going to the Heartland Humane Society. So check that out. Those are some events on your community calendar. Community calendar sponsored by Enchanted Events. Coming up this week here on Steve Shetler Media, we've got this fella, Danny Whitson, going to be hanging out with us on the Iowa Music Showcase this Friday from 11:30 to noon. Danny making his debut on the Iowa Music Showcase. I've chatted once with Danny on the radio. It's been a few years ago, so I haven't seen him in quite a while. Danny Whitson this Friday, Barnwired in Sigourney. Be there in person, watch it online, or listen to it in podcast form after the fact. That is Danny Whitson on our Iowa Music Showcase. And then on Saturday, we will have the sports section live from Barnwired as well. And we'll be talking to area coaches and athletes. Let's see here. Coming up this Saturday morning, I'm looking over at my schedule. We've got the Montezuma girls basketball team, and we've got the English Valleys girls basketball team. We'll get somebody else scheduled for that third slot. So tune in. Again, be there in person if you want. Watch it in person if you'd like. Sports section, Saturday mornings, Barnwired. Iowa Music Showcase, Fridays from 11:30 to noon at Barnwired. So Barnwired hosts a lot of our stuff here on Steve Shetler Media. Believe we've gotten through most of our normal stuff. Let's do some birthdays. Happy birthday to you. Birthdays brought to us by Hometown Real Estate. Nikki Leathers is your broker, owner, realtor. And you can go to hometown-re.com for more information and listings. So we'll start with hometown area birthdays. And birthdays today, Trevor Weeks has a birthday. Happy birthday to you, Trevor. George Esslinger with a birthday today. We've got Jeremy Rouse with a birthday today. And then my buddy John Fry has a birthday. So happy birthday to all those folks on the hometown side. You guys share your birthday with celebrities like the astronaut Buzz Aldrin. He's turning 95 years old today. Buzz Aldrin. Paul Stanley from Kiss, 73 years old. TV host, comedian Bill Maher is 69. We've got actor Lorenzo Lamas. Oh, he's so handsome. Lorenzo, 67. We've got country singer John Michael Montgomery. I love the way you love me. 60 years old for John Michael Montgomery. Rainn Wilson, you know him as Dwight from The Office. He is 59 years old today. Journalist Melissa Rivers, the daughter of Joan Rivers, 57 years old today. Actor Skeet Ulrich is 55. And Brantley Gilbert from country music is 40 years old. Those are your celebrity and hometown birthdays brought to us by Hometown Real Estate. Hey, a good morning to you on this chilly Monday, January 20th. Thanks for tuning in on this live video on Steve Shetler Media, Facebook, and YouTube. Maybe listening after the fact on podcast form, wherever you get your podcasts. Appreciate you guys hanging out today. On this day in, let's see here. It is on the national calendar day. We've got National Cheese Lovers Day. I like cheese. It's National Disc Jockey Day. And it's National Butter Crunch Day. Those are some days. I used to be a DJ. Now I'm doing this, and I'm so much better. Had fun being a radio DJ, though. That was fun. That was good times. Maybe I'll do it again someday. Who knows? It's also Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and it's Inauguration Day. President Trump getting inaugurated today. There's no mail today, by the way, since it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So don't look for any mail on this cold day. Now, a little backdrop on MLK Jr. Day. Each year on the third Monday of January, schools, federal offices, post offices, and banks across America, we celebrate the birth, life, and dream of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Time to remember his fight for the freedom, quality, and dignity of all races and peoples. So Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Also, if you want a little background on National Cheese Lovers Day, that's going on today. Actually, I don't have any information on that. It's just if you love cheese. I thought I had more than that, but I guess I don't. Let's take a break. Let's hear from some of our sponsors, like our headliner, Brothers Market. Brothers Market at 118 South Main Street in Sigourney, where savings are made simple. Go to www.shopbrothersmarket.com. Digital coupons, earn rewards, deal of the week, shopping deals, and more. And make sure you download the Brothers Market app. It is a smart way to shop. Get into Brothers Market at 118 South Main in Sigourney and let Rick and the staff help you out or give them a call. 641-622-2191.
Iowa Petite Pearl from Tassel Ridge Winery is a complex dry red wine. The first impression is a lightly acidic entry, transitioning to dark fruit and a long, pleasing finish. It was made from Petite Pearl grapes, which were grown in our Mahaska County vineyards. It's a versatile wine that will pair with grilled meat or pasta with a tomato-based sauce. Iowa Petite Pearl is currently available at Tassel Ridge Winery and a few of our retailers in Iowa.
better when you're under our roof. Because when you feel totally protected, your family's free to enjoy their dreams.
Try it again. You're getting the hang of this. Good job.
American Family Insurance.
Contact Christy Tarr in Oskaloosa at 641-673-8965.
When shopping here at Helmuth Ford, we will do our best to put you in the vehicle that you want, that you love, and that is safe for your family.
Your safety is our focus. That's why we are a full-service repair facility.
We'd love to sell you a vehicle of your choosing. If we don't have it, we'll do our best to find it for you. If you're looking for a vehicle with low miles, a great price, and a friendly atmosphere, come visit us here at Helmuth Ford.
We look forward to seeing you soon.
See our full inventory at helmuthford.com.
Keokuk County Medical Clinic is your one-stop shop for healthcare. Our behavioral health providers offer a wide range of services to help you reach your goals. We have multiple family practice providers who see patients of all ages for acute and chronic care. Through a partnership with Bloom Pediatrics of Ottumwa, McKenna Bond, ARNP is here on Wednesday and Friday mornings to give your child the special care they need. Libby Dasso, PAC, is here for all your rheumatology needs. Jack's Corner Drug is located just down the hall for your convenience.
Schedule your next dental appointment with Dr. Dan Schuster at Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. They're accepting new patients. Oski Dental will file all of your insurance forms for you. They're a Delta dental provider. And Oski Dental is located at 902 South 17th Street in Oskaloosa. That's Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. We make smiles happen at Oski Dental. Hey, thanks to all of our sponsors here on Steve Shetler Media. We thank Brothers Market in Sigourney for being our headline sponsor. And we, of course, thank Oski Dental for sponsoring our studios. Appreciate all of our sponsors here on Steve Shetler Media on this Monday morning, chilly edition of the Morning Wake Up. Again, on Steve Shetler Media, Facebook and YouTube, maybe listening in podcast form after the fact. Appreciate you tuning in and listening and watching however you choose to do so. Let's jump into some things you need to know. Some things you need to know. Now, I don't do TikTok, so the TikTok shutdown over the weekend for a few hours did not affect me at all. I just don't do TikTok. So, yes, it shut down in the U.S. for a while, came back on. Donald Trump pledging to restore things and make things happen with TikTok. So TikTok to the TikTok. Other stuff. Wicked, the movie Wicked had a budget of $150 million. It has done well in the theaters. It has earned over $700 million worldwide. So, yeah, of course, they already have the follow-up to this movie coming out late this year. So Wicked doing very well in theaters. Other stuff you need to know. The Stars coming out in Los Angeles a week from Thursday, the Fire Aid concert. Couldn't they have done a better job of naming this concert? Fire Aid? Anyway, let's see. Who do they have? Billie Eilish, Phineas, Earth, Wind, and Fire, Gracie Abrams, Green Day, Gwen Stefani, Jelly Roll, Joni Mitchell, Katy Perry. They're going to drag Joni Mitchell out in this? Okay. Lady Gaga, Lil Baby. I love that Lil Baby's going to be there. Pink, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Roller Coaster. Rod Stewart, Sting, Stephen Stills, Stevie Nicks. Bunch of people. Bunch of celebs going to be there singing some songs. Dave Matthews Band going to be there. So, yeah. Fire Aid coming up here at the end of the month. Now, we've talked about Michelle Obama. She missed President Jimmy Carter's funeral. Going to be skipping out on the inauguration today. So evidently, there are rumors circulating that the Obamas aren't getting along. That's why she is not at these events. So Michelle and Barack. Are they doing all right? I don't know. That's just the rumors. Joanne Fabrics, if you're into sewing and stuff like that, Joanne Fabrics has filed for bankruptcy for a second time within a year due to financial and inventory issues. So there you go. New week, the arrival of the polar vortex. You'll be hearing a lot about that this week, bringing record cold temperatures. I saw in my Facebook memories today that 2 years ago, we were actually at 9 below today. So this -5 stuff, heck, it's nothing compared to 2 years ago. Now, tonight, we're going to hit that 9 below again. It's just ridiculously cold. It's the time of the year. It's what we deal with here in Iowa. Let's see here. There's a woman in Pasadena who had just paid off her home. Good job. It was free and clear. She was good to go, just paid it off. The following day, it burnt to the ground because of the California fires. So that's a bummer. Already this year, 2025, and we're just not even 3 weeks into it. 23 people in Turkey have died from drinking bad bootleg alcohol. You got to watch out for that Turkey moonshine. It'll get you. 23 people in Turkey dying from bootleg alcohol. Okay? And if you like video games, rumors are swirling that the Nintendo Switch 2 will be released on April 2nd. Nintendo Switch 2. Look for that. Maybe April 2nd. I don't think that's confirmed. Let's go to the impossible. Today's impossible question. 28% of Americans have done this while shopping. What is it? 28% of Americans have done this while out and about shopping. Think about that. Now, my comments are screwed up a little bit. I think this cold weather has froze my phone. I know that Dan, Patrick, and Bubby were in the comments earlier. I saw that. Now I see Sherry, Dixie, Penny, Nancy, and Amber are in the comments. I'm going to refresh my phone, see if I see anybody else in the comments. Let's see here. Got Bruce in there. But yeah, good morning to you guys and those of you that are frozen wherever you are. Appreciate you guys tuning in, warming up on this morning wake up brought to us by Brothers Market from the Oski Dental Studios. Today's impossible question: 28% of Americans have done this while out shopping. They have shopped online. Over a quarter of us have shopped online while out shopping in real life. You know, in-person shopping. We've shopped online. So, shopping. Shall we get weird?
That is weird.
Let's get weird. I just did this. Listen to this story. This happened to me this morning with my cat Poopy, who's hanging out here in the studio, currently taking a cat nap. A cat suddenly biting while being petted. That sounds weird. Petted? A cat suddenly biting while being pet isn't necessarily aggression, but it's a natural response known as petting aggression. Long story short, if you pet your cat long enough and for too long, the cat just reacts. It's something natural. After you pet the cat for so long, the cat will want to bite you. Just so you know. Happened to me this morning. Poopy tried to take the chunk out of my hand. Old jerk. Love you, Poopy. Other stuff from the weird news. A ski lift accident at a resort in Spain, in the mountains of Spain, left over 30 people injured, with 10 requiring hospital treatment, including 2 in serious condition. Emergency services reported that approximately 80 people were initially trapped on a malfunctioning chairlift. Witnesses described the incident as a possible cable failure that caused chairs to bounce, ejecting riders into the snow below. Nasty. Other stuff. What else do we have in the weird news? Montana filing lawsuit against Yellowstone National Park over its controversial plan to increase the bison population and allow greater migration beyond park boundaries. The park's new strategy aims to boost bison numbers to between 3,500 and 6,000, which is slightly above previous targets, while also expanding hunting opportunities and modifying herd management policies. Montana officials argued the plan was rushed, disregards the state concerns, particularly a bacterial disease that can cause cattle to miscarry. So, bison on the increase in Montana, and the state suing Yellowstone National Park. We go to Alaska. We go from bison to eagles. A juvenile bald eagle found frozen and unable to fly in Fairbanks, Alaska, was successfully rescued, warmed up, and released back into the wild. A Good Samaritan flagged down a police officer after spotting the raptor struggling in the snow. They took it in, got it back to health. It's good to go. So we've got bison, we've got eagles. Now we've got moose. Moose on the loose. A dramatic encounter between a young 600-pound moose and a parked truck ended in a surprising twist after the massive animal collided head-on with the vehicle in a snowy parking lot. A viral video captures the moment the moose sprints towards the truck, seemingly unfazed by its presence, and uses the vehicle as an impromptu braking system. Basically, the moose runs right into the truck and does kind of a somersault flip, lands on its feet, and then walks away as if nothing had happened. So, yeah, bad news when moose and vehicles collide. Did you know a moose can get up to 1,000 pounds? That's like the regular fully grown weight of a moose. 1,000 pounds. That's pretty crazy. Also in the weird news, a massive fire erupted at a large battery storage facility in California, sending thick plumes of hazardous smoke into the air, prompting evacuations. Fire broke out in the 300 megawatt section of the 750 megawatt facility. I don't know what that all means, but batteries. It's one of the world's largest battery storage sites and helps with power over 500,000 homes. Authorities swiftly issued evacuation orders and advised nearby residents to shelter indoors, sealing windows and doors to avoid exposure to potentially toxic fumes. So, fun stuff at a battery storage facility in California. And then finally, in the weird news today, a Southwest Airlines pilot removed from the cockpit by police after a Transportation Security Administration agent, TSA agent, detected the smell of alcohol during a routine security check. The incident occurred just before the pilot was scheduled to operate a flight, prompting immediate intervention by authorities. So, you can't be drunk and fly a plane, sir. No sirree, Bob. Let's go to the files of law and disorder. In some disorder, a 66-year-old MTA worker was assaulted while on duty at the Harlem 148th Street subway station on Friday afternoon, prompting an NYPD investigation to locate the suspect. The incident occurred about 1:15 in the afternoon when the worker standing on the platform was unexpectedly punched in the face by an unknown individual. So, we had a recent story about how New York City was enforcing, or what were they doing away with? This toll that you have to pay to drive into New York City. Basically, it's kind of making people use the subway system. Well, who wants to use the subway system in New York when you just get jacked in the face by some stranger? Subways are dangerous in New York City. And then also in the disorder, this is nasty. A woman was killed, her husband injured after 3 pit bulls attacked them in their backyard while trying to protect their own pets. The tragic incident occurred when the woman returned from work, let her dogs outside. As she brought one dog back in, she saw the other being mauled by the 3 loose pit bulls. Her husband attempted to fend off the dogs with a broom and fired a gun to scare them away. His gun jammed, however. Their 9-year-old grandson also tried to jump in and fend off the dogs. Police responded after hearing gunfire, found the woman severely wounded, barely conscious. Officers used pepper spray to force the dogs to flee, while emergency responders applied tourniquets before transporting her to the hospital. She later died during surgery, just days before her birthday. The couple's injured dog is expected to survive. Now, the husband, who had jumped in with the broom and the gun, suffered bite wounds. He chose to receive medical care after the fact. The owner of the dogs is cooperating. Remains unclear if the criminal charges will be filed. So just, if you've got dangerous dogs, you got to keep an eye on them. That's a pretty horrible story. Let's lighten the mood a little bit. Let's do something that might make you smile.
Something that makes you smile.
Something to make you smile, brought to us by Lifetime Dental Solutions at Dr. Stacy Freeze on the east side of the square in Sigourney for all things dental, like pediatrics, dentures, implant crowns, cleanings, and more. See Dr. Stacy Freeze at Lifetime Dental Solutions. Something to make you smile if you like to stargaze, if you like to look up at the sky and at night. Astronomy enthusiasts will witness a remarkable celestial event known as a planet parade, where multiple planets align in a near straight line across the night sky. A NASA scientist explains that this alignment, while visually stunning, is not an exceedingly rare phenomenon, as planets always follow the same orbital path. Now, the best viewing period for this planet parade goes from January 21st to February 21st, the peak nights being January 21st through January 29th. During this time, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus will be visible, though only 4 can be seen without a telescope. So get your telescopes out and look for the planet parade starting, tomorrow night. If you want to get cold, go outside and look at the planets. That is something to make you smile. Let's wrap this up with some duh.
Duh. Duh. Duh. Duh.
In some duh, well, let's see here. I'm getting ahead of myself. 2 hikers were injured over the weekend in the Catskills after being struck by falling ice, prompting officials to issue safety warnings for winter hiking. The New York Department of Environmental Conservation reported that a 29-year-old woman from Brooklyn was hit in the head by a large chunk of ice near the base of the falls on Saturday afternoon. As 10 forest rangers responded to assist her, a second hiker was also struck by falling ice. The first hiker was evacuated by stretcher, while the second managed to get out by himself. So if you're going hiking, you got to watch out for the ice, falling ice during this time of the year in the Catskills in New York. Officials stress the importance of hiking in groups, leaving a trip plan with someone trusted, and carrying essential gear, just in case. So they get the duh.
Duh. Duh. Duh. Duh.
I do have one last thing. Box office numbers for movies over the weekend. If you went to see the movies, and evidently not a ton of people did, a lot of people stayed home this weekend, the number one movie in its opening week was One of Them Days. That was your number one movie with $11.6 million. That's not a lot of money for a movie. So One of Them Days, number one. The Lion King was at number 2 with $11.5 million. Wolfman was number 3 with $10.5 million. Everything else had under $9 million, including Sonic the Hedgehog, Den of Thieves, Moana, Nosferatu, A Complete Unknown, Wicked, and Baby Girl. Those are your top 10 movies. But yeah, movies were pretty slow this past January weekend. Let's take one last look at our forecast. Once again, it is going to be dangerously cold. For today, there is a chance of some afternoon flurries. Otherwise, cold, wind chills below 0, breezy, and a high of just, let's see here, 10 degrees above zero for today. Tonight, downright dangerous. Cold weather advisory in effect from 9 p.m. tonight to 9 a.m. tomorrow. A low, an actual low of 9 below tonight. Wind chills about 25 below. We will finally start to rebound on Wednesday with a high up to 31. But today, tonight, tomorrow, cold, dangerously cold at times. So be advised of that. Again, we do thank Brothers Market in Sigourney for sponsoring our morning wake up, being our headline sponsor. We thank Oski Dental for sponsoring our studios. On this Monday, let me look up at the video schedule for today. We've got In Remembrance Of, that comes up at 8 a.m. We've got Successful Farming at 5:30. We've got Real Talk at 6:30. We've got Pro Wrestling, Card Subject to Change, coming up at 7 p.m. So lots to get to today here on Steve Shuttler Media. All right, you guys have a great day. Stay warm. Stay inside if you can, or bundle up if you're heading out, because it's going to get dangerously cold later on tonight. That's your morning wake up. We'll do it again tomorrow morning, 7 a.m.